Anyway, best organ impression ever. Anyway, Nate Jackson here, Criterion Collection guy, and we are at number 63, not 64. That's third man. That's tomorrow. 63. Herc Harvey's Carnival of Souls. The man. Anyway, enough organ. Anyway, so yeah, this one was pretty bizarre. Anyway, 1962, 78 minutes for the original version. Director's cut 83 minutes. And yeah, this one was kind of creepy. Very much. From the moment you see it, you instantly think Night of the Living Dead. But yeah, so basically, okay. So the movie's about there's these two couples, or this two cars. In the beginning, I think these two guys and two girls in the other car who are racing. They're like, no, the girls are in the back seat of the other car. But anyway, this drag race that starts like they're like playing chicken, and they get on this bridge, and the car on the right spins out of control, falls into the river, and everybody dies, or so we think, because seconds after the credits, one survivor comes out. Her name is Mary. She comes out of the water, out of the river, and he's like, "Are you all right?" And she shakes herself off. I guess she gets herself together, and next scene she's like playing organ, which is bizarre because she's like this awesome organist. So she tries to get a job with the church and all that, and at the same time she can't help shake the organ music that plays, and she can't help but not see the man. That's what the credits or the characters say. The man. It's this very creepy, like let's just say before Slender Man, there was the man. That's the best way to describe the man that she sees. This guy in a suit with a white face and just big eyes, and it's pretty much Slender Man with the face, and not as tall. He looks like a normal person. Yeah, so she moves into this complex this apartment building where she ends up meeting this guy who's like a really perverty guy who watches her, puts her clothes on, and it's bizarre. And all the while she tries to live a normal life, while she keeps getting haunted by this man, and also she has these bizarre like moments where everything goes deaf. She can't hear anything, and she can't get anyone's attention until she goes off to this tree and she hears the birds there, and that suddenly, I guess, brings her back into the world. And it's bizarre. And so yeah, she ends up finding like this abandoned carnival, and she goes there to explore, and she ends up having hallucinations about it, and all these dead souls are dancing with each other, and like they're all painted white and dancing like underneath this like merry-go-round with the organ music, which I guess explains the organ music. And she ends up seeing a psychiatrist who's not a psychiatrist, and it's trippy. It feels more like an experiment, like because I guess the guys who were doing this Herc Harvey ran a short subject company named Centron, which I'm familiar with because Riff Tracks, the guys behind Mystery Science Theory 3000, the guys from MST3K, parodied riffed on a lot of the Centron shorts. And so that's how I know it. And they actually have a feature on Centron on here. And so yeah, it just feels like, from all this, they were trying to make a movie that was kind of creepy and all that. And I'd say they've succeeded. I mean, it's got a cult following. It didn't, do as well back when it started, but now it's like, those who are in the know are in the know. And Riff Tracks actually did do a riff of this movie themselves, which I am dying to see now because it's perfect. I mean, there's so many scenes where there's just dead silence, and that's the kind of stuff that, makes Riff Tracks work, But we're not talking about Riff Tracks. We're talking about this movie. And yeah, so that's basically it. Like I said, it's in black and white, just like Night of the Living Dead. The actresses who played, I had to look up the two actresses. What was her name? Candace Hillgross, who played Mary Henry in this movie, and then Judith Odea, who played the lead, whose name escapes me in Night of the Living Dead. I thought they were like, isn't that the same actress? No. They're two different actresses. But yeah, the comparisons are striking. Very atmospheric, and all that. Night of the Living Dead is, of course, based on an actual monster. It's the comparison. I mean, the zombies, obviously. The attention to who the monster is right there. So yeah, you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, there's that, and it's just basically it's just a bizarre kind of movie. And it's got a following, so that's what makes this a pretty good movie. And so I'll give it a B plus. It didn't. The ending wasn't. I don't feel the ending was strong enough to be understood toward the end. It kind of just fell apart like the last half hour, 45 minutes of it. But until then, it keeps your interest, and it's creepy enough to be believable at first if you're into that sort of thing. But anyway, B plus, pretty good movie. Yeah, as far as I didn't compare the different. Now the Criterion has both. It's a 2-disc set. It has both the original version and the extended version. I guess they just cut like some short dialogue scenes that didn't have anything to do for the first theatrical, and they did it so that they could, I guess, if with a 78-minute film, more viewings could be showed or something like that. Yeah, so let's see what else. So the first disc has The Movie That Wouldn't Die, The Story of Carnival of Souls, a documentary on the 1989 reunion of the cast and crew. It's a half-hour documentary, just was shown in Kansas or something. And yeah, then there's, which was kind of cute, kind of interesting. It has some film. It has all the the actors. Candice Hillgross, Herc Harvey. Yeah, they just talk about the film in like a little kind of convention scene. It's very cool. And more than 45 minutes of rare outtakes accompanied by Gene Moore's organ score. No dialogues, was just silent, outtakes. Some shots they used, but maybe manipulated a little. Theatrical trailer. Illustrated history of the Saltaire Resort in Salt Lake City, just essays on Saltaire. The Carnival Tour, video update on the film's locations, like a 5-minute, discussion about about where it was shot. The second disc has the director's cut, as well as 1 hour of excerpts from films made by the Centron Corporation, an industrial film company based in Lawrence, Kansas that employed Harvey and Clifford for over 30 years. So, yes, that's the riff tracks. Riff Tracks hasn't done riffing on any of the shorts included. There's one about farming. There's one about issues, the kids with issues at home, and it's perfect. It's all perfect, and I'm hoping they get to them soon. There's one about a couple who moves to Kansas, and it turns out to be like a travelogue for Kansas, and it's hilarious. Printed interviews with Harvey, Clifford, and star Candice Hillgross, illustrated with vintage photographs and memorabilia. Yeah, they're interviews, which like essays and stuff like that. And then an essay on Centron, and yeah. So yeah, that's basically it. Carnival Souls. Oh, alright, now. Oh, I can't wait for the third man. Can you even see the title? The third man. Can't wait. Now this one proves to be long. It's 2 discs. There's a 90-minute documentary on the making, an hour-long documentary on the making, a half-hour documentary on the making. There's the third man on the radio, the 2 episodes, and yeah, so. And, archival footage of post-war Vienna, and a look at the untranslated foreign dialogue, and oh god, this will be fun. But I'm looking forward to it because it's Orson Welles, and it's Harry Lime, and one of my favorite musicians, Richard H. Kirk, sampled this movie to an extent. And I'm interested. He samples a short scene from the beginning, and yeah, I just like to see the scene in its context, as well as just see if if I recognize any other scenes he samples. So this will be good. So that's it from me. Thanks for watching, and we will see you tomorrow for The Third Man. And then until then, goodbye.